In the first midweek game of the season, quick turnaround. What's the preparation been like for you?
We're just making sure all the players are fit and healthy. Good response yesterday from all of the players for the way they felt after Saturday's game, especially in the heat. So there was a good response from there. No injuries, one or two aches and pains, which is to be expected. Devontae was aching a little bit, which was to be expected, but to get him through 65 minutes of the game was remarkable from our point of view. So that's a bonus. Mitchell and Monash are making good progress. So just Romeo, who we've got to have a sit down on Thursday and have a chat with Romeo and the physios and the medical team just to see where we are with him. He's in a 4th week of a 5-week programme of rehabilitation. So hopefully we'll have a squad of 18, 19 to pick from for tomorrow night.
Yes, obviously that brings Monash Sundaya in. Mitchell Reese has just been outside doing some fitness testing, looks good. So especially with it being a quick turnaround, how important is that for you to be able to have that selection? It's
massive in terms of where we are, because we know that if we have got one or two players that are carrying injuries or do feel a little bit under the weather, that we've got the squad to replace them. So it helps from that side of it. It also keeps people on their toes. Because if people aren't performing to the level we want them to perform to, then players will come in and take their places, and that will put them on the back foot. So we know with a squad that's reasonably big, people have got to perform. They've got to perform to a level that's going to keep them in the team. And if they fall below them standards, then they'll be sitting on the bench or sitting in the stands. And I don't want that. I want everybody to play to a maximum level and get results.
And obviously, it's only 2 days since we last played. Have you and Chris and your coaching team had a chance to look at what happened on Saturday and do some digging and uncover possibly where things could have been improved?
We spent a couple of hours last night, Chris and myself, just going through some videos from Instat, which we've now purchased, and looking mainly really in the final third, from the halfway line to the final third. We won a lot of turnovers on Saturday. And the progress we made from winning them turnovers to ending up with a shot on goal or a cross or something out of that was really poor. We probably had 9 in the first half where we didn't get a reaction from winning the ball back. And they're all things that we've got to work on. We've got to work hard, especially in the final third, because it's not been good enough at the moment. We've not had enough goals on target. We've not given Sean enough ammunition to score goals for us, and we've got to make sure that we get balls in the box. If we don't get balls in the box, you're never going to score goals, and at the moment our return on that has been poor.
And do you know what you're expecting from Hungerford?
A tough game. As I said to you, I've said to you on Saturday and I said it to you last week, don't underestimate anybody in this league. They've had 2 1-0 defeats, but I've looked at their highlights from their defeat to Concord, and I've had an email from Chris with a match report from the Dover game this morning, and I'll be looking at the highlights from their Dover game this evening. And they're just a very, very good side who work extremely hard for their manager. Will cause lots of problems. If you don't match their intensity, you're going to be in trouble again, and they're all the things that we've got to do. We've been undone for the last 2 weeks with 2 shots from 22 yards, so we've got to do things better than what we've done. We've got to close the ball down quicker. We've got to make sure that we stop teams getting shots in against us, and we've got to protect Michael from the fact that 2 goals have gone in from a distance, and we've got to make sure that doesn't happen again tomorrow night.
And thunderstorms and heavy rain look to be on the card, so how much of a different game does that make it to Saturday?
I think it makes it a massive difference, because water on the pitch first and foremost will make it a slippery surface to play on. I think moving the ball quicker, making things happen. Mistakes will happen because there'll be people slipping and sliding. But again, I think it's just the way football is. You've got to be prepared to play in it, or in all weather, whether it be ice, snow, sunshine, or whatever. We've got to be prepared to go out there and roll our sleeves up and have a go. And at the moment, we've had a poor return on the 2 games we've had. Could have quite easily got something out of both games. We haven't, and we've got to stop the slide tomorrow night and make sure we get 3 points.
All right, thank you, Ian.
Brilliant. Thanks, Will.